Okay, y'all, we're about to get started in a minute. Okay, so if you have any grant questions, this is going to be the time to get them answered, because I want to make sure that this year is the year that you get funded. All right. We're going to be doing a lot of these between now and I want to say late February, because there's a lot of things that I want to prepare you guys for by the time some of these opportunities start becoming available. The peak of the immigration things that you guys want to get into is going to be March. Okay, March is going to be your month. Okay, you're going to see a bunch of immigration opportunities pop up. So if you're in the space where you are providing services, where you are looking to get into government contracts that will offer you opportunities related to that, March and then again in December. Those are going to be the 2 peak periods. All right. Trying to think of what else. Yeah, so I talked about that on my page. I talked about how immigration services are going to pick up. So if you're in a space where you can offer something to your estate or local municipality and they are looking for ways that you can service them in housing, toiletries, food, baby goods, like toddler goods, infant goods, diapers. I mean, like literally the opportunities are infinite in that space. So I just wanted to kind of reiterate that, because a lot of people are missing opportunities right now in immigration services because they don't think they are related, but they are. So if you have a service that you can provide to a government because of that, you can go ahead and do that. Okay. All right. So I'm trying to think of what else. Today was supposed to be the day that the Win With Us and Watch Us Win people that have the book join the community. There is a community attached to that book, because I don't want you guys to just have the information and not the guidance that goes with it, right? So I put a community within the book in chapter 8 where the resources are to be able to give you support on that journey. So once a month we'll meet and you'll be able to ask the questions as you're going through the book, the 7 chapters. Now, by the end of the 7 chapters, I want you to start looking through grant applications and seeing how the questions that we're going through in the workbook tie very closely to the questions that the grant applications are asking you. But once we've worked through them, you've had the ability to get your questions answered. All right. So that's that. But so everybody got their book, because I can see on the TikTok back end that all the books were delivered. But unfortunately, no one signed up for the community yet. So I'm assuming I'll just make more announcements on it on my page. I can't email anyone because TikTok does not give me the email. So you guys will just have to get to chapter 8, go to the back and get your community QR code so you can join the community and we can have monthly sessions where we answer your questions so that when you get through a grant application, you're being more successful. All right. We are going to pick back up with the grant application reviews. So like towards the end of last year, I kind of slowed down on them. But since these opportunities are kind of flowing, like I found 9 opportunities I could apply for recently, which is huge, because typically it's only like 3 or 4, but I found 9. So I'm going to start picking those back up. And we're going to go through the applications like we used to. Okay. Thank you, Priest Blocker. We appreciate the live shares. That's love right there. Okay. Because the more you guys like, the more you guys share, the more people that can come in and the more impact we can make. So if you're just watching and you're listening, if you could just tap the screen so that more people can join, that'd be good. All right. Because I'm about to share with you guys a lot of information. So if you could just listen in and just tap, that'd be very helpful so that this page can continue to grow. All right. So thank you, Jackie. Appreciate you, sis. All right. So with that being said, we could do this 2 ways, and I need you guys' engagement. Don't leave me here talking to myself on the screen. Okay. I'm here to support you and answer any questions that you guys have about grants. That's literally funding as a whole. That's literally what my entire page is about. Wrote the Win With Us workbook, funding formula training. There's a book about building your own credit and your business credit. Like you have all the resources, but I try to make myself available to answer the questions because I know sometimes it's not always easy to, work through the content, especially if you're new to it, and it costs money to talk to me privately, right? So if you want to get one-on-one time with me, when I go live, that is the best time to do it. So please don't leave me hanging. Please don't let me talk to myself. So today we could do it one of two ways. We could do it where I talk to you and you come on live, and you don't have to show your face if you don't want to, because you're probably not ready to do that. That's okay. But you'll come on live. We'll have a conversation. You'll ask your questions. We'll talk about why you're not getting funded, because I know why you're not getting funded. Trust me, I know. I've done 6 figures in funding. I've done this work with other people, and I see the light bulbs go off because they're just like, oh, obviously, because how could I get funded when I'm not talking like this, when I'm not saying the things that they want to hear, when I'm not saying the things that they want to know, right? So again, this ain't for me. This is for your business, for business funding. Someone asked funded for what? Business funding, all right? You need money to make money, period. But ironically, grant funders do not give money to businesses that are struggling and cannot create a profit. So even if you're not profitable right now, you can talk about, there's a language around how you can talk about how you are going to be profitable, all right? And when you share that, then they understand, okay, she may not be profitable right now, but we understand that she knows how she's going to determine she can be profitable, how she's going to diversify her revenue. These are all things that you need to be able to articulate, right? How you plan on creating a price point that's sustainable, right? That it doesn't have to compete with other people when you have competitors. You're always competing. That's why when people talk about, oh, you always talk about winning. Yeah, because if you don't take up a piece of the market, someone else will. All right. Guys, continue to tap the screen, please. Tap, 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 tap. All right. So if you don't continue to if you don't win, if you don't learn how to compete, if you don't learn what your competitors are doing, you're not going to win. Let me give you an example, right? Apple and Samsung are 2 of the biggest competitors. Okay. I'm inviting people as they come in. You're coming in. I'm inviting you because someone is going to grab a mini session today. All right. So, Apple and Samsung are the 2 biggest competitors, right? When Samsung found out that Apple was about to drop a watch, they went and dropped the watch before them. They created a million units of that watch. You know what happened? It flopped, right? But Apple, Tim Cook at the time, I think his name is Tim Cook, Tim something. He's smart. You know what he did? He watched how Samsung flopped. And he went back because they're competitors. They're going against each other. They want the market share for in tech and communication and in that space, in those industries, right? Because they have different segments. So they want to go and they're looking at what the other person is doing. Samsung hear Apple dropping a watch. Samsung drops the watch. Apple sees the watch flop. So Apple does the opposite. They wait a year before they release the watch again. You know what they did? They got people engaged. They got celebrities to put on the watch. They created a campaign around the watch. They soft launched it and see how many people showed interest in it. They created hunger for the watch. They put it out and they only put an exclusive. You can do this research. Look it up. They put out a list of people who they only allowed a list of people to be able to purchase it at first before it became widely available. So they soft launched it. They did the opposite. Hey, Carlos. They did the opposite of what Samsung did and just rushed it into the market because they were competing against each other. You have competitors. You have people, hey, Jolina, you have people that you're going up against, okay? So with that being said, being able to articulate how you are going to have a competitive advantage. Jolina, can you talk right now? I'm doing mini sessions, but everybody being shy, so I could shoot this shit with the winner. Jolina's a winner. So if y'all want to just hear from another winner, that's cool too. Okay, Jolina said not yet. All right. So that's how that works, y'all. You guys are always competing. No problem. Take your time, babe. So you guys are always competing. You guys have to be able to articulate that language and be able to talk about how you are going to have a competitive advantage if you don't have one. You have to do something called a SWOT, okay? SWOTs are your best friend. I have a SWOT for my SWOT. right? Because you want to be able to know what my strengths are, what my weaknesses are, what my threats are, where the opportunities are. And if you do not do that exercise, honestly, baseline, do a squat. Okay. Jackie says, I'm in the beginning idea stage. I may be putting the cart before the horse by learning about grants. No, you're not. I would like to argue, Jackie, that you should actually learn about what funders want to know and develop your business around that. Articulate your impact, articulate your market, see how your market's going to grow, where the opportunities are, where the threats are, prepare for those, create a risk mitigation plan, do all the back end work before you touch a grant application. And when you know what funders want, you are positioned for funding. Okay? Reverse engineer it, y'all. That's why I'm trying to teach you guys these things, because what I found is, okay, so I taught this training. The first time we taught this training was last year in, I want to say, end of June, right? What happened was the first 3 ladies that took the training, well, Jolena took it kind of before, not that in that larger detail, but Sharita and Nolita, when they took it, Nolita found out she didn't have a business. And she's not, if she was here, she'd be okay with me telling you this. So I'm not telling her business, okay? She found out she had no business. And what I mean by no business is there was no idea. There was not an actual idea. There was no products, right? She had no idea what her pricing was going to be. She had no idea how to price a product. She didn't have any of those things in place. So she quickly found that out and had to reverse engineer everything after already starting, when you should just do it the opposite way. Know what those things are, put those things in place. So if you're in the idea stage, you're actually in a really good place, Jackie, arguably, right? Because then you can learn, okay, let me actually explore my industry. Let me do some market research. Let me see where the money's going. Let me see where the opportunities are. And then you build your business around that. We're lied to when we're told to go follow our dreams, okay? I'm telling you, these people don't do that. They tell us that because they want us to stay consumers. All right. They want us to struggle through this. They don't do that. Right. They do what's called business intelligence. They look at intelligence. They look at predictions. They look at trend reports. They survey their industry for years before they launch anything. All right. Because they want to look at what is happening inside of that market, what is happening inside of that industry. Where are the changes? Like there's one of the threats to your industry or your business will be regulatory changes, environmental changes. COVID happened, okay? And we saw how, and I'm kind of going on a tangent a little bit, but try to follow along. COVID happened. They didn't know that it was coming. No one could have predicted. Well, maybe some people could have predicted it. But even with that being said, if your business was properly structured, you created a contingency plan for how things would happen if your supply chain was disrupted. Supply chain disruptions happen all the time, which is why you should have a diverse number of suppliers. Because if my supplier can't get to me, right? If my supplier can't get my product or my service to me, how am I going to get my end product to my consumer? That's a problem. You got to have a plan in place for that. You sure do. Yep. They do that. They know that stuff. Okay. And this is where the tangent kind of goes off. And not every industry is influenced by the same way, because we saw how COVID happened, right? This is for nonprofits, for-profits, physical products, digital products, everything, okay? This is foundational work. This is not industry specific. It's not industry specific. You should be able to answer all of these questions, period. Doesn't matter what industry you're in. If you can't answer these questions about your industry, you are not going to be funded. You're going to be a charity case. Charity is not a system. Charity is not, it doesn't work, y'all. Not in this system, not in this matrix, all right? Not every industry is impacted the same, because we watched how Zoom became a multi-billion-dollar company when everyone else was struggling, right? So Zoom was ahead of the curve because they understood that remote work was going to be a thing. Remote work is continuing. Remote work's not going away, y'all. The way we work, the way we educate ourselves, the way, like, and I'm talking about kids, right? So we have kids in school. We have remote learning that became a a result of COVID kind of, this was all soft launches to test their theories around remote work, because work is changing, y'all. In our lifetime, we're not going to see work look how it is now. We won't. We possibly could have 4-day work weeks. We possibly could have, and these are just things that I'm looking at that are trends, right? We possibly could have our wages trend with inflation. Hey, the lifestyle changes are happening. More money needs to be put out, right? Employers, that might be a competitive edge for employers. Very much so. The way employers treat us, once people wake up enough, because that's really what it's going to take. When people wake up enough to the conditions in which we work and hold corporations to that standard, we're going to see work change. Okay. And it's going to happen. Okay, so user, I don't know your name because it just says the user, but it says, even in nursing, we are starting to get positions that are doing admission from home. Oh, let me tell you something. If you guys, especially nurses, right? If you want to get a bag, ask me how I know. If you want to get a bag in nursing, look into telehealth. Just go into telehealth. That's where everything's about to go. And if you want to get a bigger bag, let me tell you something. I'm about to put y'all on, all right? You want to get a bigger bag, you need to find a solution, because this is a big problem they're having now. It's only going to get bigger as this population ages out. As the older population continues to age, they need help with technology. If you could find a way to help to integrate telehealth with geriatric care and get these people to be able to get their visits online, set them up, teach them how to do it, especially if they have neurological conditions like Alzheimer's or Parkinson's or something, and they're not, they don't have the dexterity or the memory or whatever to do it, and they could just, there's a way to automate. Let me tell you something. That is where the money's about to be. I'm telling you right now, because those people can't even, they can't pick up their prescriptions by themselves. Okay, imagine if something happens in the pharmaceutical industry, these people can't get their medicine. You could be the middleman between that and make a lot of money, y'all. Nurses have so much opportunity right now. All right. Thank you. Who's this? Amber? I'm going to say Amber because it looks like Amber. There's so much money in healthcare. Thank you so much, girl. There is so much money in healthcare right now, especially telehealth. Look into telehealth if you are a clinician, any kind of health, mental health. Amber with the Boston accent, got you. Okay, got you. Okay, so telehealth, geriatric care, because those people are gonna need help. They're gonna need it. They're aging out. Opening up home health, home care facilities, home health care. That's where the money's at. Yes, it is. Okay. So, thank you. Who's that? Oh, Jackie. Thank you, Jackie. All right. So, what were we talking about? I forgot. I want to open up a wellness center for people. All right. What's your impact, Amber? What is your impact? You got to talk to me about impact. If you want money from people, you have to have your impact. Okay. Home care, second chance housing. All right. Second chance housing for who? Homeless people that you need to. Don't be afraid of a niche, you guys. There are people, if you understand how to do market research and you understand your industry, you will not be afraid to niche, because there's always opportunities to expand and diversify. Don't be afraid. Nail down who you talk to. Nail down your person. I provide right now, just online on this platform. This is not my day job, y'all. I'm just on here teaching because that's what I've been called to do. But as far as this platform is concerned, I can tell you that I provide funding and business development resources for African American women. That's that's the impact that I make, is helping them get resources, helping them learn about funding, helping them develop their businesses. I'm talking to them about, I'm talking specifically to African American women, and the platform is to educate. All of those things were said in that one sentence. I'm all over the place. I need you to find your place, girl. Amber, I need you to find one place. Stay there, all right? And when you get there, triple down on the work that you're doing and the impact that you're going to have, right? Find out what they need. Every industry has an unmet need, you guys. You can always expand. Okay? Always expand. So, oh, there we go. There goes a connection right there. Listen, that's another thing. Thank you for saying that, Jackie. So Jackie said, second chance housing is my arena as well, but for a specific group. Hey, Amber. Okay, listen to me, y'all. Here's another bag I'm about to drop for you guys, all right? Bag. Big, big, big bag. Do not do it alone. Okay? Do not do it alone. Don't do it alone. Nobody, the way technology is going, if you want to, thank you, Jolena. Jolena knows because Jolina's been here since day one. All right, that's a day one OG right there. That's a day one OG community member. All right, she knows. You do not do this alone anymore. Okay, you cannot. The way technology and AI is expanding so quickly, you need to partner to multiply yourself, right? So, for example, you have Amber here and you have Jackie, right? If they can find a way to partner, they can double their impact versus Jackie trying to do two things at the same time. Two heads, this is like where the cliche says that two minds are better than one. This is where it comes into play. All right? Don't try to do it by yourself. Community and being able to expand yourself through others by way of partnership is how you are going to thrive in the years to come, because we have to do it in community. We have to do it in clusters, because that's one thing. Like, think about what Chat GPT is, right? It's a neural network. It has information that is pulling from everywhere. But if I have information, Jolena has information, Amber has information, Jackie has information, Jakayla has information, and we're all pulling our information together, we're going to get there faster. We have to act, hey, Shelly, we have to act like a neural network. We have to pull our resources together, because the way AI is going to take over, if we don't, we're gonna, I'm not saying you'll be left behind, because some industries they're almost timeless, right? However, you'll get there slower. You definitely will. All right. Amber says networking is something I'm really good at. Wanted to share monthly salon for fellow thinkers. Go ahead, girl. Why not? Somebody's looking for it. Just put it up there. Somebody's looking for it. Just put it out there. Okay. So, do we have any questions? Let's open the floor up for some questions. Yes. Shelly says yes. Collaboration is a cheat code. Absolutely. Yep. Let me tell you something. Not everything. Most things I have in my life right now are because I know how to win with someone. Okay. It's not all about me. You have to be able to talk about winning for you, and then what winning would look like for the other person, but you have to know what the other person wants too. And then we'll find our pocket where we can align together, right? It will triple, quadruple, whatever the number 5 is, your outcomes. You got to believe that, all right? If you don't believe nothing else matters except for that. Don't do it alone. Do not do it alone, okay? Now, all right, let's open the floor for some questions. Anyone want to get on live? Because y'all been making me run my mouth for the last 35 minutes. Does anyone want to join live? Yes, partnership offsets weakness when done right. Absolutely. Yep. Does anyone want to join the live, or do you guys have any questions that I can answer for you? Okay, cool. All right, so Amber says she can't join because she's working. Jolena says if no one else hops on, I'll hop on with you. Okay, cool. I will, but not camera. No problem. I told you you don't have to do your camera if you don't want to, because I know I asked like last minute. So user says, hold on, I'm driving. Okay, cool. So that's fine. So let's do Jackie first, and then user 298 ... Whenever you get done driving, please be safe. You can hop on. All right. I'm inviting you to be a guest, Jackie. Oh, Shelly. Okay, I got you too, Shelly. Hey, Jackie.
Hi, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I hear you.
Okay, great.
Good.
So, my one of my questions, because I am, like I said, on the ground level of, trying to blossom this idea that I have, but I wanted to know, like, in regards to, with the funding, what I'm trying to do. I know, like, in the area of second chance homes, that the money that you need to get started is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not a small startup
Mm-mm.
capital.
Nope. Nope.
So, in regards to the grants, do they want to see that you have, I guess you can say, skin in the game before you go out and ask money from them, or is it the preparation and the business plan would be good enough?
So it could be a combination of both, but they'll tell you. They'll be really clear about what phase of your business they're willing to fund, right? So some grants they'll fund an idea. They'll tell you we accept applicants that are in the ideation phase, right? And then you're good. There are some grants that are saying, hey, we want you to have $1 million in revenue in the last 2 years and this much impact and traction. They'll tell you. There's some grants that say, hey, you could be in the startup, but you have to have a business plan that says that you are going to have that outlines your projections through year 5, and you understand your target market, you understand your competitors, you conducted a SWOT. What else? You can calculate your ROI, like all those things, right? They may ask for that too. My position is be ready, stay ready, because you never know, right?
Mhm.
And then when you get to the point where you are able to articulate all of those things, then you can confidently start applying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, Gosh, I had another question.
No.
Oh, in regards to that, like, how does your personal credit and things have to look before? Because I know if you don't have like, because being a startup, you don't already have like business credit or anything going because there's no, business hasn't started yet. So
Mm-hmm.
how important is your personal um, information?
That is a great question, Jackie, and I'm so happy that you asked that question. And because of that, I'm gonna send you a book. When you get a chance, I'm gonna follow you now. When you get a chance, how do I do that while we're on the live? Can I follow you while we're on the live? Let me see. Okay. Follow me when we get done. If I can't follow you, 1 second, let me try again. Okay, yeah. Follow me when you're done, right? If you haven't already, send me your address and I'll send you a book about your personal credit, but in relation to business. So how it kind of works if you are a new business owner, okay?
Mhm.
Amber, text me, message me too, and I'll send you a copy of the book. I have a couple copies here. They're author copies, so it's gonna say like a proof. It's gonna have like a proof seal. They're not like official copies, so just know that, right? But they still have all the same information in it. So send me a DM with you guys' address and I'll send you the book so that you guys can clean up your credit. All right. But credit is only important if you plan on going to do loans, right? Your business plan can help you with the loan applications too, because a lot of them will ask you about your projections and they will ask you about your you should be a loan to follow her if you click on her name twice. Oh, thank you, Jolena. Um Okay, so sorry, I kind of got distracted. So your business credit, I mean, your business credit and personal credit will only really matter as much as you are looking for loan type funding and you are in real estate, you should have your credit in order. Okay, period. Like you might find instances where they may not leverage your credit per se, but they will reference it to see how responsible you've been monetarily, right? So you still want to have your personal credit in order. The reason why I talk about business funding as it pertains to grants and credit is because grants are like gambling, you guys. Like for real, you can apply to 100 grants and maybe win 3 versus you going into a loan and having much more control of the finances if your finances are in order or if you're demonstrating that you're cash flowing or you're generating revenue, right? If you're a new business, and I'm going to answer your question, I promise. If you're a new business, you may want to leverage your personal credit to kind of speed things along. Because if you haven't generated any revenue yet, then you cannot apply for a business loan with no point of reference or no one to hold accountable for that loan. So you want to leverage your personal credit. You don't have to. In most instances, you can absolutely build your business credit with zero touch to your personal credit at all. And that would be good for you because there's no liability on you, and the entity, the business gets to exist as its own entity. But for the business credit, it could take, if you don't touch your personal credit, it could take 3 to 6 months to 9 months to establish and put yourself in a position where you can get a loan. And two things are really important. First strategy, you have to not commingle your funds, okay? Your business account is your business account, and your personal account is your personal account. Because when you go for that loan and they look at your business account and they see that you have a Target run or a Chick-fil-A run or a something run that's not related to your business, there's like, okay, you know what? We're going to revisit this in another 3 months. And they'll start you back on a 3-month window because they're going to look at your funds for 3 months. Every 3 months, they're going to ask you for 3 months of bank statements at minimum. Okay, to be able to issue that loan. So number one, do not commingle your funds. If you're going to be looking for business credit alone and just touching that. Next thing, the next strategy, and I've outlined this. There's a series on my page for just business credit, and this is someone that I brought in, but this is the same strategy we use. Have at least $10,000 in funds just sitting there. You're going to put in a certificate of deposit with the bank that you bank with, right? That bank is going to be reporting on your account every single month that you have $10,000 at the end of the day. When your statement closes every single day, you're going to have $10,000. But the $10,000 is really growing in a certificate of deposit, gaining interest. Is it a ton of interest? No, but you're not really touching that money. So that when you go to use those 3 months of your bank statement, right, it shows that you've had $10,000. You can get a bank loan or a line of credit or whatever based on that statement, not just a statement that shows that you made a couple $100s, if that makes sense. So, and then that way you never have to touch your personal credit at all. But that one takes time. That's like a 6 to 9 month play. If you have income, you're working and you're generating income and you have good credit and you want to leverage your credit, that could speed things along. You can get a business credit card today, right? Even if your business is brand new and you just incorporated, but you're going to have to leverage your personal credit to do that.
Right. My credit score is it's decent. I'm close to 800, but it's the DTI portion that I'm more concerned with. So I'm thinking that that may also have an effect on it as well.
What do you have a mortgage?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a car loan?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's gonna eat it up. How many? Do you know how many payments you have left on your car loan?
Oh, I just got the car.
You just got it. Okay. Yeah, because I was gonna say if you could, like, if there's only like 10 payments left, they don't even count it. And if you had like maybe a year or two left, you could have like lengthened the loan so the amount is smaller. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
But do you have credit cards?
Yes.
How many?
I have 4.
Do you know what the total balance of all four are?
Yes.
Okay. You don't have to say. I just want to know. Are there like high balances?
They're under 30%.
Under 30%. Okay. Then you should be fine. Yeah, just if you can keep it as close to zero as possible, that'd be great. That would help your score bump up even more. Like really closing it out 2 weeks before the statement close date, and then using it again, closing it out, putting another 5%, 1%. Like typically people who have 800 scores only use 1% of their total available credit. So just keep that in mind.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of what else. Yeah, that DTI is gonna slam you. You either have to make more money or or you're gonna have to build an account with your business and yourself. So that's like it looks like two people are signing up for it. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
Yeah. And then Jolena says start working with the bank. Yeah, build a relationship with the bank too, because then they'll know you. They'll see the patterns of your account, and they'll start making you offers.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Um. Okay. So let me see. Let me see what other questions I missed. Did you have any other questions, Jackie?
No, I believe that's it. I just been reading that real estate to the banks when you have something like that, it's not something that they really would like to do loans for. So that's why I was like trying to find other ways of gaining money. I know they have like crowdfunding and things of that sort also with grants. So I was just trying to see the best way to go about doing it.
Okay. So it's great that you're here because I have a lot of clients in real estate. They all take out debt. They all do. Like there's not one that does not have debt at all, right? that's one thing. So kind of just wrap your mind around that. And then also another thing to consider is that they partner a lot. One is a credit partner, the other one is an income partner, right? So one has good credit, one has like good income, or their business is cash flowing. Um, Another thing that they do a lot is that they work closely with the state and local governments because they have funds set aside for development projects all the time, right? Like my job is to like look those things out. I'm like, okay, where can we find money for this? Where can we find money for that? Where is there like this little fund lingering here? And then who can we bring in on this project? They all work together. Like these buildings that you see are like private public partnerships. It's like the government and then like a private equity company. They all work together. So don't, when I said don't do it alone, I really meant that, Jackie. Like, don't try to do this by yourself. Don't do it. They are partnering together. You got to find people that you can connect with, that you, unfortunately, you have to learn. Okay, so what book can you read for that? I'm gonna, if you DM me your address for that book that I was sending you, that I'm gonna send you, and also I'll give you another. I don't ever remember the name of it, but it's a book about negotiating and like kind of trying to build relationships really quickly. Because in real estate, unfortunately, aside from contractors, because that's, you know, you have to find a good contractor. But outside of contractors, you have to learn how to like build trust really quickly. You have to, because you guys are building a relationship that's going to be high stakes. What you're bringing to the table, what they're bringing to the table, really understanding it, really getting down to negotiation. Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss is an amazing book about negotiations. And then I'm going to give you the title of the other one that I can't remember the name of right now, but that'll be really good for just not networking per se, but like when you're in the room and you're having those conversations, you know, how to establish trust and a rapport with people. It may take a couple of points of contact. Like you might have to talk to them a couple of times before you can kind of, you know, make a sale or communicate, talk about your value, talk about what, you know, what they can bring to you and how they can help you. But you have to be in the rooms and you have to get them to trust you. That's really what it is at the end of the day.
Okay. And I think that's something I really need to work on because I'm an introvert by nature. So
Yeah.
it's hard to not only get the ideas out of my brain, out of my mouth properly, but also being around people, just being able to talk to people. So those are two things that I noticed that about myself that I know I need to be able to do in order to pursue this career path.
Right. Yeah. If you have any questions, Jackie, please feel free to DM me. I do have a lot of resources in the real estate space. I can't promise that I can connect you with someone because I don't know you, unfortunately, but I would say get out there, get out networking, ask questions, get to meet people, see what's going on in your you know, your community. That's really important in that space. Where your property is located?
I'm in Texas,
In Texas?
Dallas,
What part of Texas?
Dallas.
Dallas? You know what? I might. She's a realtor. Dallas, Texas. I might be able to connect you with this realtor. She would have build a relationship with her. She's great. Her name is Sean. She's a realtor out in Dallas. She's the person I go to for anything related to that area. So I'll connect you with her. And not in an official capacity, just hey, this is a woman that I met online. Her name is Jackie. You know, she may have some questions about second home, the second home industry. Do you know anything about it, or do you know anyone that's there that you can connect her to? And then just start asking questions and building relationships from there. Okay.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course, no problem. So remember to send me your address, an address you feel comfortable me having. That's more important. An address that you feel comfortable with me having. If you want the book, I'll send you that. I'll send you the name of the two books, and I will connect you to Sean.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. All right. All right. Thank you, Jackie, for coming on today. I appreciate you. All right. Let me see what I missed while we were here. I love the networking. Yeah, me too. It really is that simple, y'all. All right. So Jolena says, Amber said, take the leap, Jackie. I agree. You don't know what you're missing, for real. Okay. So I have no mortgage, car loan, which is helpful. That is helpful, actually. Very. So Amber, this will be good for you because all you have to do is focus on eliminating anything that might be hurting your score, and then rebuilding from there. And there's a ton of resources in the book that talks about how to rebuild, so you're good. All right. Jolena says for crowdfunding, you definitely need a community and marketing. Yep. So if you're not willing to get online and show your face and maybe even shake a little booty, just a little booty. Yeah, that crowdfunding, I hate crowdfunding with all my soul. I don't even look at it as a funding option. I know it exists. I understand how it works. I don't care about it at all. Okay. All right, y'all. So what's this time? Okay, it's 101. If no one has any other questions, I'm gonna go because I have work to do. But it was a pleasure speaking with you ladies, meeting you ladies. Jackie, don't laugh at me. I'm dead serious. You might have to twerk a little something, okay? Because crowdfunding, you got to get people really engaged, okay? Oh yeah, that's right. I'm sorry, user. That's right. I'm gonna have to get your real name. How do I invite you? Oh, sorry. So listen, you have to have 1,000 followers on TikTok to do it, okay? Just a heads up. Just a heads up. Just a heads up. But hey, can I have your real name, please? We keep calling you user.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. My name is Nova.
Nova?
Yeah.
Okay, that's such a nice name.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. So I'm a nurse. I've been a nurse for like I guess about a year and a half now.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I'm at the point where I definitely don't want to be doing this for the rest of my. No, I love
Mm-hmm.
nursing. This is the thing. I love
Okay.
nursing. I have a passion for, teaching my community. I wanted, to get into nursing so that I could teach my community like how to be healthier and have, a Black
Mm-hmm.
nurse that they can go to and, trust to
Right.
give them good information and so that we as a community can live a healthier lifestyle. Just getting into nursing now, I just realized it's a glorified bank is what I've been telling. I mean, the frustration that I have
Yeah.
right now, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm able to help my patients, but not in the way that I thought I was going to be able to help my patients. So I'm
Right.
trying to also figure out how I can help people, but at the same time, do something that I'm passionate about. So I know that there's like I know people do, nurses are doing, what do you call health coaching? And
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing that's the direction that I want to go into.
Okay.
But I guess I'm just having a hard time like figuring out like what to do as far as like outreach or social media. Like, do I want to be a faceless brand, or I think I'm passionate enough that I probably would want to do a face brand
Okay.
probably. But I
Okay.
guess it's just like getting off the road, like seeing what I need to do and I guess putting it into action.
Okay. So I'm Nova. Are you new here? Like,
Yeah.
are you like? Did you just start following me?
Literally just, yeah. I
Okay.
saw your
Okay.
live.
Cool.
It's just flipping
Okay.
through lives and I saw you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So the reason why I'm asking is because if you've been here for a while, then you know what I'm about to say is out of love. But if you're new here, then it could sound funny, right? But I promise you,
Yeah.
I don't know what you should do. I have no idea, girl. I'm so where people find me is when they know, like they know what impact they want to make, what they want to
Uh-huh.
do, what like kind of what spot they want to fit in, and then how to articulate that and get out there, right? For you, I would say, so here, two things you could possibly do, right? To kind of find that spot.
Hmm.
Shadow some people, talk to some people, right? See what your options are. Explore your options. I would take the next year, like no BS,
Hmm.
365 days of pure curiosity and exploration. Get to
Okay.
Googling, use Chat GPT, like you pull all of your resources to say, hey, I'm a nurse and literally, this is what I would do if I was in Chat GPT right now. I'm a nurse and I no longer want to be in bedside care, right?
Right. Bedside. Exactly. It's the bedside part that
It's the
I'm
bedside part.
not
No,
wanting to do. Yeah.
my mom's a nurse. I
Yeah.
know. I'm Haitian. There's a lot of nurses in my family. They all hate
Right.
bedside care. Okay. How I know what bedside care is? I'm not a nurse. Okay. So
Right.
because they all talk about it and complain about it. That's why. So I no longer want to be in bedside care. I want to see what my options are, especially as it relates to where I can innovate and where the future of healthcare is going. Because let me tell you, baby girl, you are not, okay, I'm going to proclaim this over your life. You are not going to be Blockbuster, okay?
Thank you.
Blockbuster did not innovate. They did not pivot fast enough. They did what they
Right.
thought they loved, and they no longer exist. Okay? All
Right.
right. So we're going to innovate, and we're going to go where the money's going. Money's going right now in immigration services. If you can get in there somewhere, two big pockets that we're going to see, we're going to hear a lot about it. And remember, I'm going to save this live just so I could be like I told you, all right? I'm serious. March and December is where we're gonna see big. By the way, you guys, listen to what Jolene is saying in this chat while we're talking, please, because she is a OG. She knows just as well as I know. She knows. Okay. The February and December, we're gonna see really big pockets of topics around immigration. You're going to see it. Remember, it's gonna be everywhere. Just watch out for it. They need services, a lot of services. All right. Where are you located?
I'm in Houston area.
Oh, Houston. Oh, there's a lot of Texas going on today. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm originally from Dallas though.
Got you. Okay. I'm not familiar with the healthcare scene in Texas. Real estate, yeah, but healthcare, no. So I would say go out and see what's well, no, you know what? Texas too, because they're having border issues right now. So go and find out. Like go put your ears to the street and see or ask or do some research about, hi Glenda, how are you? About where there are opportunities in immigration for nurses, specific to nurses, right? You may be able to have some impact there because they're looking for housing, healthcare, feeding, clothing, infant care. Like there's so many things going on in that space. So maybe play around with that for a little bit. I don't know how soon you got on the live, but we were talking earlier about the fact that telehealth is going to be a really big industry. It's already big, but it's going to get bigger soon, right?
Oh yeah, like even my hospital, we're implementing. I actually was the one who made the comment about how we're implementing just for admissions because we're so busy that admission takes 2 hours. So now my hospital is like taking nurses and they're working from home and they'll be doing our admissions. It's even to the point where you'll have a camera and it'll zoom in on like insulin or any kind of like IV meds that you have and they'll verify it, like do a double nurse check when you can't find another nurse. So like it's getting crazy. I'm hoping to do that, but a lot of those positions are like, oh, you need 3 years or you need 5 years. And I'm not there yet. But I will be, but
I'm telling you that's where the money's at right now. Is there. Also geriatric care. We gotta take care of old people, y'all. Like we really gotta take care of the elders. They're about to age out and they have nothing. They have no, if you really want to explore something, look at gerontology. Because they need everything. They need help. Oh, I think she paused. But Glenda said, yes, that's amazing. It's happening. I'm sorry, I don't know what you're referring to, Glenda. What's happening? Was it the telehealth or the aging? Yeah, so Nova, are you back with us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so gerontology is a big one right now, like really big. We're about to have all these new retirees entering into the gerontology market, and they don't have anything. They can't get there. They don't know how to get their pharmacy prescriptions by themselves. They can barely drive. A lot of them, some of them didn't have kids, so they don't have people to come out. Like home health care, nurses care, like that kind of stuff. You could consider being a concierge. See how that works, right? Right. Like the options are really infinite. Oh, telehealth. Okay. So the options are kind of infinite, especially since you're in the healthcare industry. Look at where they're innovating and where you can kind of stick your head in and what piques your interest. Like when you're looking, really feel into yourself and say, that sounds interesting, and try to see where that could go. Like kind of follow that path down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you. I appreciate everything.
Yeah, of course. And then when you find it, circle back. Okay.
I gotcha.
All right, cool. All right, thank you. Yeah, of course.
Hi.
It's my daughter.
We love the baby. All right, thank you. All right, y'all. I think I'm really gonna go now, for real. On that note, thank you, ladies, for joining. Thank you for your engagement. Thank you for the insights, the questions. I'm gonna go, but y'all be good. Y'all be safe. Be sure to follow, like, all the things. And then I will be on here a lot more often than I have been in the past. I've just been trying to get my life together, y'all. I promise. I just started a nonprofit. Your girl is struggling. Okay. Just be patient with me. Okay. Yes. Please message me. All right. So yeah, we'll be back soon. Maybe even tomorrow. I might pop on tomorrow. All right, y'all. Have a good rest of your day and see you soon.